Hey friends, Ellie here. I have a 20-minute total body HIIT workout for us today. We're going to be going through all the different parts of the body. We'll spend 5 minutes on arms, chest, 5 minutes on legs and butt, 5 minutes on core, and then the last round we'll spend in plyometrics, more jumping full body. So I'm really excited about this one today. I'll start my timer and meet you on the mat. Okay, go ahead and meet me in a plank position. We're coming down onto our hands, step the feet back, push the floor down with the tips of the fingers, with the feet, the balls of the feet, and bend the elbows. So we're going to be wrapping the elbows back, point the tips towards the toes, and then straighten the arms back up. You'll feel the sides of the ribs turn on and get really strong, supporting you. I want you to follow that contraction into the waist, the low abdominals, even the glutes as you hug the legs together. I want you to hug the arms together too. Really strong here, really controlled. Stay with the breath. Just a few more seconds. Nice, go ahead and drop the knees. And next up we have mountain climbers. So these are really great for arms, really great for core. We're going to go a little quicker. So I want you to come up onto the balls of your feet, bring your shoulders over the wrists, and then bring the right knee in and then the left knee in. Keep the core tight, low belly pulls in and up, really rooting down through the fingertips. There's might be a lift of this middle knuckle here. That's good. We're taking some pressure off the palms, the wrists, and sort of widening out our foundation. Keep going, bring it up a little bit. Stacking shoulders over wrists. So there's a tendency to come back here, yeah? I want you to really come forward. It's hard. You feel it in the arms. Keep wrapping the triceps in towards your center line. Whew. Come back, drop the knees. Take a breather. Next up, we have shoulder taps. So we're tapping left shoulder with right hand, left shoulder with left hand. You get the idea. So we'll come into our high plank and right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Go as quick as you can without dipping from side to side. Try to keep the legs, the butt, the core all in one line. You can separate the feet just a bit here for stability. Remember, when you plant the hand, really dig into the floor with the tips of the fingers. All right, last 3 seconds. Even out. And then hop your feet to your hands. Sit back. We've got a little tricep action next. So we're coming into this reverse tabletop. You're lifting the hips, and then we're going to bend the elbows and straighten. Bend and straighten. Keep wrapping the elbow tips towards the wall behind you. So the triceps are lifting up to the sky. Keep the core strong. I was kind of dipping my butt there. You don't want to be doing this. You really want to be lifting and coming down. So everything's tight, hugging into midline. You feel some heat starting to build in the body. 15 seconds. Keep the lungs open. Don't forget to breathe. You should feel this in the chest, in the front of the shoulder heads. Digging into the floor with your fingers. Okay, so next up we've got these little toe taps here, tabletop toe taps. So we're tapping left foot with right hand, right foot with left hand. And you can go ahead and begin. We'll try to move a little slower and more controlled, as opposed to quickly. So I want you to really work the contraction of the upper arms, the pushing into the floor with the fingertips. We're taking the pressure off the wrist there. That's going to save you injury in the long run. Tugging into the core, lifting the hips, and everything's just really strong and tight. And on top of all that, breathe, open lungs. Okay, beautiful. So we've come to the end of our first round. Well done. I'm just gonna circle out the wrists a little bit here. Maybe give them a good shake. And then next up, we've got legs. So let's start in a chair pose. We're gonna bring the toes and heels together here. Go ahead and bend the knees, sit the hips back, inhale the arms up, and hold. Sit the butt back, strong in the glutes. Keep the weight in the heels. Leaning the upper body back, open the heart. Hug the front ribs together. Now, if you feel good here, you can roll the weight into the balls of the feet and lift the heels up. Hug the inner ankles together. Push through the big toe mound and sit a little deeper. Invite in sensation. Stretch the fingers up, biceps by the ears. Keep breathing. Set the gaze. You've got this. Feel the sensation and just breathe with it. Whew, if you've got the heels up, drop them down and inhale to rise. Pause here. Feel the breath in your body. Heart rate has inevitably risen. Come right back in, chair pose. Utkatasana, if you're familiar with the yoga postures in Sanskrit. So here we're just going to tap right toes back and barely touch them down. Bring it in. Tap left toes back. Bring it in. Right leg, sit deep. Knees together, left leg. Strong throughout the whole body. Contracting to center line. This looks easy, but I promise you, if you are isometrically contracting the muscles, it's not. I'm already starting to sweat here. Navel in and up. Fingers stretch away from the shoulders. All right, inhale, rise. Come to a stand, take a big breath in. And on the exhale, we're gonna come into goddess squat. So take your toes out, feet wide, sit down into your hips. Bend the knees, arms up. Pause, breathe. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Sit a little deeper, and if you feel good here, you can start to pulse. Really tracking the knees away from the center line. Opening the inner thighs, lengthening the inner thighs, contracting the outer thighs, the glutes. Keep the arms up overhead to encourage a long, flat back. Make sure you're hugging the front rib cage in though. Just a few more seconds here. Stay with it. Pulse a little lower. You've got this. Whew, and that's it. Stand back up. Bring your toes in. Now pick up all your 10 toes and swivel to face the front leg. We're coming into a lunge here. Hands to the hips, bend the knees, double bent knee, lunge, and pulse. Hug the inner thighs together. Drawing the right heel back, left toes forward. Navel hugs in, belly to spine. You'll not only feel this in the right hamstring, the glute, the quad, you'll also feel it in the left hamstring. The knee is pointing down, so you get some opening in this left hip flexor as well. Whew, this is really starting to burn for me. I hope it is for you. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Just stay here for a moment. Feel the sensation in your legs. And then I'll have you turn to the side and then to the left so I can keep an eye on the clock. I'm going to step my left foot forward here. Right foot back. Bend into your lunge. and pulse. Set up strong. Focus on the foundation at all times. The feet are about hips width. And then the length of your stance is short enough so the right knee stays under the right hip. Left knee over left ankle. Pulsing the inner thighs, squeeze together like scissor blades. The core hugs in, the shoulders roll back and down. Focus on lengthening the exhales. Whew. Stand up, last little bit of the legs there. So next up we have core. I want you to come onto your back. We're gonna do all of this there. So I want you to lay down. Take your hands to your sides. Drop the head back, take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, begin to firm the belly into the spine as you lift the head off the mat. Bring your arms forward, flex your toes to your nose, and pulse. Just starting to warm up here. Hug the inner ankles together, lift the kneecaps. Reach past the toes. The arms are strong and straight. You're not coming up with the head. There's no strain on the neck. It's all the front core working, the transverse abdominals, the deepest core muscles, pulling the chest up. Try to keep the toes together. Mine keep coming apart. It's hard. You're not alone. Whew. All right, that's it there. You can relax, taking a couple of breaths here. And then lifting the legs. So we're gonna take a squeeze in of the ankles and lower the legs down. Keep the head off the mat. This helps engage the front ribs too. Bring it back up and then lower down. And lift. I keep my toes pointed here. I'm getting into the low abdominals as opposed to the hip flexors. And I want you to know, it doesn't matter how fast you go. This is about the isometric contraction. It's about quality. It's about breath. All right, that was it there. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Pull the shoulders down. And then inhale the legs out. Lift the shoulders off the mat. Hands can come right underneath the butt. And we're just going to take little scissor kicks here. If your low back is coming off the mat, you can lift the legs a little higher. Again, I like to point the toes here. This really works. The deep, deep core muscles. You can take little scissors or big scissors. It's up to you. I'm going for little today. Try to keep the pinky toes lifted too. So there's a gentle internal rotation in the leg bones. And that's it. Whew. Hug the knees in, give them a little squeeze, and begin to rock and roll your way up to a seat. Navasana, boat poses next. Inhale, extend the legs. You can keep the knees bent here. The priority is a long flat back. You might extend the legs. Again, I'm keeping my toes pointed, but you can totally flex here. Explore the differences in your body. Whew. All right. Shoulders back, belly in. Hands can be behind the thighs if you need. Otherwise, arms are out long, extending the fingers forward. Big deep breaths. Hug the inner legs together, inner ankles squeeze tight. And release. Plant the feet, hands just under the knees. Lift the heart up and back. Lift the heart up, roll the shoulders back. And then come right back in. Lean back. This time keep the knees bent. Arms forward or grabbing the thighs. And we're going to straighten the leg. Bring the right heel down and then pick it up. Come back and then left heel down. Come back. Very slow, very controlled. Really focusing on the front of the rib cage, the space just below the navel. The arms are strong. Again, the triceps wrap in. Feel that side core strength start to help you out. This is the last exercise for our core segment. You've got this. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we've got a few seconds here before we start with speed skaters. One of my favorite. These are our HIIT. This is our HIIT total body segment. So we're really going to be doing things that we're going to be doing something that works each part of the body, and we're going to bring in some cardio. So you're going to start in the middle of your mat, and you'll take the right foot back, bend the left knee, step, and then right foot steps back out to a wide stance. Then left foot comes back and behind the right leg. Like I said, the right knee bends and then steps back. And then there's this motioning with the arms. So the arms kind of follow the back leg here. You can bring a little hop into it if you want something high impact, or you can stay on the ground for low impact. If you've got some weights here, you can grab hold of those. Might even try to keep the back foot lifted off the mat. That's super tough. You're gonna keep gazing at the toes as you send them to the side. Whew, all right. I almost didn't make it with that last one. It's okay, we're here. Next up, we have plank jacks. So these are obviously very similar to jumping jacks, but we're in a plank. So the arms hands come underneath the shoulders, and then the feet just hop in and out. I love these because they really burn out not only my arms, but my core. I really get the heart rate up. You really want to work the hugging in of the arm bones, stacking the joints, very important, and then gazing ahead. So you're not, sometimes I see this, where there's a rounding in the back. You want the back really straight, the glutes are strong, the legs are strong, and the gaze is ahead. So there's a little pull forward of the heart space. Last one. Deep breaths. Next up, burpees. My fave, come on to hands and knees. So we're gonna take a push up here. Hands are wide. Once we come up, hop the feet forward to the hands, and option to stand up and come back down, or if you want high impact, you can take a jump there. And then stepping or hopping the legs back. Option to come down onto the knees for your push-up. Step or hop forward and jump. If you would like that extra bit of plyometrics here. Plyometrics is just jumping, making some noise. If you're feeling it, I highly recommend it. For some reason, it makes working out so much easier for me when I make a little noise. All right, that was it for that. Walk forward, come to the middle of your mat and stand up. All right, so we've got fast feet next. I love these. These are these little American football style hops. We're gonna go right to left. So you're gonna bend the knees. The knees are bent pretty deeply. And then you're just on the balls of your feet here. You're just going to move from one side of your mat to the other. Keep the whole leg strong. Calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes, even the core. Stay with your breath. Gaze ahead. Heart forward, chest up, maybe even a smile if you can muster it. Another trick of mine that makes working out a little bit easier. All right, enough of that. Next to up, coming back onto the arms. And we're going to do these outer ankle taps. Come forward, plant the hands, left hand to the outer right ankle. Come back to your plank, right hand to the outer left ankle, plank. Start lifting the hips, staying strong in the core, just getting used to what it's like to plank on one hand for that split second before we lift the hips into the down dog. Working the side bodies that way. Integrating the obliques into our exercise. 10 more seconds. This is the very last exercise. You have done it. We are here. Walk your hands back to your feet. Stand up. Acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your practice, acknowledge your hard work. Thank yourself for showing up. I hope to see you next time. Namaste.